This is the Diji Dive Agency podcast on this beautiful Sunday. If you don't know, Diji Dive Agency is a full service digital marketing agency that helps individuals, small businesses, and corporations make real passive income. Not that fake stuff that you see on the internet, but we're talking about real passive income in which you can send your kid to college, buy the car that you want, retire your parents, stuff that actually matters. And in today's video, or I guess in today's podcast, it'll be kind of short. We'll just be giving you some updates on some different stuff that's kind of going on in the actual agency. If you don't know, my name's Trey. We have Christian. He's in charge of our Amazon FBA. We have Percy, who's in charge of our sales, also helping out with our lead generation side. Christian is kind of going to lead us off when it comes to the new store that we just started. So you can kind of see the entire process of running an Amazon FBA store, have some really cool information and really cool updates that we're going to get into. But Christian, go ahead and hit us with the updates, my boy.
Yeah, man. So the update for this week, with the store that we're using as our case study, we sent all the products in about 2 weeks. April 28th is when we sent all of our products in. Amazon took a little while in order to check everything in. The biggest reason why it took so long was just with this being the first order for us checking within their store. But once Amazon did acknowledge and check in our box, it took in the past 7 days, we've had 7 sales. All 7 sales, right? I'm excited for as well. All 7 items were just one of the product. So what this shows us is that even though we have the statistics for both these items, according to the platform we use, the computer said both items were going to be, really great selling items. What we learned is that one of these items is selling much better than the other. We've sold 7 of one and none of the other in the past week. And that's where we're at right now. So really excited just seeing what's working, seeing what's not working, and just documenting the whole process for you guys to view, follow along as the store grows and develops.
Super cool. And one thing that's really important, especially if you're following Christian's journey, or I guess our case study, but Christian's kind of manning that, so I guess his case study is the fact that if you are somebody brand new to Amazon FBA, you want to make sure that when you are just getting started, you're not going balls to the wall, buying 100 different products and sending them into Amazon, because sure, you do have softwares, and I'm sure you probably did research and you think you know what is selling on Amazon, but until products actually get to Amazon and are listed for sale on the website, you really have no idea. Because we picked a handful of products that we really thought were all going to sell and were all going to be amazing. However, one just didn't sell at all. So if we were to buy 100 different units of that product, they would literally just be sitting at Amazon and wasting us money. So you really want to make sure when you are starting out, you're starting out with just a test number to make sure they're selling, to make sure they're good before you kind of scale up and go from there. So now that we know what product is selling really well, we kind of know the volume at which it is selling at, we can double down by, twice as much, maybe 3 times as much, because we know exactly how much it's going to sell for. But now I'm not saying to go buy 1,000 different units of whatever product you're kind of testing, because you might find that that product's seasonal. So maybe in the next 2 months, it just doesn't sell anymore, because that's just kind of how that item sells on Amazon. So you want to make sure you're testing all of these things. And we're also going to be making videos about how the process is actually growing. I know we've been looking into kind of getting a warehouse space or getting a storage facility so that we can hold all the products that we have for clients, to make sure that, well, we're the ones actually sending them into Amazon, and we're not using a fulfillment center or anything like that. But we'll keep you updated on that process, because we have a lot of really cool things in the works. And one thing that I did get, or I guess one comment that I did get, is no, our clients are not all selling the exact same products. The products are different across all accounts, because we don't want clients to eat into profit margins of other clients. So just throwing that out there, because I know a couple people did ask about that. But thank you, my boy. Appreciate the update. Now, Percy, I know you kind of transitioned from doing strictly sales, and now you're kind of helping out with lead generation. So kind of what's the update with the leads, and how does that kind of look?
We got a couple calls, but one thing that we like to focus on is the quality of the lead. And you can kind of see what quality the lead is based on like questions that you ask the prospect or the lead. You could potentially ask the prospect, hey, like, are you currently looking right now for other services, or have you asked around for quotes from other services? And if they said yes, for example, one of mine said, yes, I'm looking for the cheapest rate. So that kind of tells you that you know, pretty much he's not a good lead. He's going to pick the cheapest person, no matter how good the service or product is. He's just going to pick whoever gives it the cheapest.
Right.
So that's something that, you know, we have to take into account whenever we get these leads in, because we don't want to give a shitty lead to our potential service provider. And also qualifying the service provider is super important. You know, we don't want to pick, you know, brick and mortar huge companies like that they're doing concrete, let's say. We want to pick more than the middle, people who are still looking to grow, people who are still hungry for leads and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of what we've been doing.
Yeah, qualifying the business is super important. So if you are in lead generation, one thing you might notice is you don't want to go after the biggest fish that you can find. Like, you're not going to want to sell Nike leads. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But you also don't want to sell a business owner that's never dealt with a client. They have never done the service before. So you do want to pick a business that, yes, they have dealt with clients, they are making money, they are profitable, and they understand that leads are actually important, and they do want to grow the business. But if you reach out to a business owner and they say, well, no, we don't want any more work, then it literally makes no sense to try to get them to grow and understand, well, you can build like an enormous business. Like, some people don't want that. Some business owners are happy where they are. So it's just about, you know, finding the right business owner that's going to grow with you, you know, with your agency, so you can send them leads and things like that. And then kind of the coolest update that I think we have is we finally have a social media team that's going to be helping us make TikToks, YouTube shorts, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, and I cannot be happier about this. Now, they aren't exactly like the most amazing thing I've ever seen, but for the price in which we are paying for this team and the speed in which they do it, I think it's amazing. Christian and Percy actually just saw today kind of what, you know, the shorts will look like. What's kind of your thoughts on, you know, the new shorts and the kind of the team that we have behind them?
Man,
Pretty
I
crazy.
first thought it. Yeah, man, it's really crazy just how well they do it. How well everything gets, how efficient everything is. The most impressive thing. The fact that we can now take all the videos we are producing, chopping them up at such a great speed, and then being able to post them for the next few weeks. It's just a great way to really help us produce more content, and just, as Gary Vee would say, constantly pump your content.
Yeah, it's crazy, like how easy. I mean, all we need is a link. That's all we need.
Right. Yeah, literally.
Like,
And then
done.
it takes like 10 minutes and, you know, 10 pieces of content.
Yeah, right then and there. So, this AI thing, man, it's like, first of all, where the hell was all this before AI? Like, before ChatGPT, before AI blew up, where the heck did all these? Where did they come up with this? You know, did it all
I
just
don't know,
start?
but I'm definitely glad that they did. And if you're somebody that's not using a ton of different softwares or using different teams, maybe it'd be overseas in the Philippines, like, there is a lot that you're missing out on, or a lot of work that you're doing that can definitely be outsourced. And normally the prices aren't really that bad, depending on what you need to outsource. Now, I'm not telling you to outsource like your sales department to the Philippines or anything like that, but there are some things that you can definitely outsource, when it logo creation, social media content, and things like that, that'll free up a lot of your time to do other things. So yeah, I'm super excited about just the team that we have behind that, because we are producing long form content, and now I'm really excited to get into short form content, because it seems like a lot of the platforms, that's kind of where they're gearing all the attention to. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, how the channels really grow, especially with this new innovation that we have going. And then the newest update for Facebook, we run about 30 Facebook Marketplace accounts, well, Facebook Marketplace and Facebook Shops. Shops have completely died. Like, it's a complete wasteland when it comes to shops. I think it's completely a pay to play, like, e-commerce platform now. In terms of, there really is not organic reach at all on shops anymore. However, if you do spend money on ads, the ads do convert. So it's not like Shopify, where you're just kind of hoping that you spend some money on ads that they would work. Because you're selling on Facebook, Facebook understands what the product is and who's looking for the product. So when you are spending money on ads, they do convert at a pretty good ROAS. So if you are somebody looking to get onto the shop side, maybe you've been on the marketplace for a little bit, shops is a pay to play, but no, when you spend money on shops, you are going to see a return. but it's kind of a higher barrier to entry now because it's not like Marketplace where you can get on there and really start with no money or a credit card. You're going to have to spend a little bit of money on shops in order to get your store really up and going. And you're going to have to continue to spend money on shops just because that's how it works now, I guess. We also switched over to a different software that we're using so that our team can kind of remote into clients' computers, just because we were noticing a little bit of bugs and a little bit of lag with the software we were using before. It seemed to kick us out often, and it consistently was saying you're like suspicious activity on accounts. We're having to change passwords a lot and things like that. So hopefully using this new software, we won't have any of those issues. Thankfully, none of the accounts were like shut down or blocked or anything like that by Facebook. So we haven't had like major issues with it. We just didn't like how inefficient it was. So we're kind of transitioning over to that, but not a huge transition as the softwares work exactly the same. It's just, ran by two different companies. So that's kind of the update on Facebook. And really, that's kind of it. We don't have a ton of updates in this video, but we do have a lot of really cool updates. Like we're getting sales on a new FBA store. We have some leads coming in with lead gen, finally have a content creation team. And I think I have a better understanding of Facebook shops and specifically how to run ads on them to make sure they actually convert. So really good stuff. I think our clients are going to be really happy with, the updates that we kind of been presenting to them. But do you have anything else, guys? Anything else you want to share?
Not much, man. I think just keep it going. Another week down.
Another week down. Man, we're already halfway through the year. Has anybody seen that?
It's crazy.
And we're
man.
almost to the 6th. Yeah, we're almost to the 6th already. It's crazy.
I seen a quote or a meme, I guess, this morning that it was like showing the ups and downs of just anything you want to do, whether it be getting in shape, working out, business. You have roller coasters everywhere, but it's like the only way to get ahead is just not to quit. Like I said, we're halfway through the month, and maybe your goal through New Year's resolution was to get healthy. Just because you're starting halfway through the year doesn't mean that you can't still hit that goal. It's just you're starting a little bit later than you had planned on. But keep your goals in front of you. That's what we're doing at the agency. As we just talked about, we picked a few different products that we sent in for Amazon FBA, and one of them didn't sell. That doesn't mean that we have to give up and we're just not going to send in any more products. It just means that one doesn't work. We just kind of have to move on to the next. Same thing with lead gen. We have some leads that come in that weren't necessarily great. Just have to move to the next lead. And you'll notice that a lot with business. You just have to continue to try things, because once you get that system going and you have consistent profit coming in, it is a beautiful thing. And I can't wait to go to Bali. So I'm really excited to see how we continue to grow. That's kind of all we have in this update. Thanks for joining the Diji Dive Agency podcast. Really appreciate y'all for checking us out. If you are somebody that's interested in building passive income, click on the Calendly link down below, schedule a call with us, make sure we're a good fit to work with you, make sure you're a good fit to work with us, as we don't take on everybody. As if you didn't know, making passive income is actually kind of difficult, and we have to make sure that you're a good fit, because we like making our clients money because it makes us money, and then it's a win-win situation. But we really appreciate y'all stopping by the podcast on this Sunday, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.